Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again with a quick follow-up video on the Rolling Magma, Deadeye, Syra Shards, and Annihilating Light weapon swap setup. So just a bit of a follow-up video to talk a bit more about it, the end game, and just one Uber kill. So the only Uber I ended up actually trying on the character was Uber Shaper, and I did 3 or 4 runs in the end because somehow, I don't know, it didn't seem too bad. I thought the character was a bit squishy in the end and not really going to be too suited to doing something like Ubers, but the playstyle isn't too bad. And the main take home of this video is that I tried out Lightning Warp to replace Flame Dash and as my main form of travel, and with the right cast speed, given that I do have a lot of cast speed from my jewelry, it feels really good. It's been a while since I've proper lightning warped, but Lightning Warp just feels amazing once you've got the right cast speed and once you link it up with the right reduced duration stuff. So you need less duration, you need Swift Affliction, you need the right cast speed, and then if you can afford to like anoint some reduced duration, get the Lightning Warp Helm enchant, get the Mastery, any of that, it's going to feel god tier. But I don't have any of that, just cast speed and the 4 link, and if you can spare that 4 link, Lightning Warp feels really, really good. So once you get used to it as well, once it levels up and then properly get used to it, your playstyle does change a good bit, and you can be a bit more defensive, a bit more offensive, a bit more aggressive here or there, and just changes the playstyle altogether. So do encourage that on your caster builds. Make sure you've got some good cast speed, and then you can try it out. As for the build itself, as you can see, Syra Shard's still being employed, and it's still a glorious mess, combined with some flame wall action occasionally to just go off. The character hit level 93, I think, was on the way to 94, but decided to boss instead and stuff. So it can be like doable to level and high-end map, but as I mentioned, it's pretty squishy. So this Deadeye has like almost 5k life, just some evasion, but no suppress, anything like that. No real recovery, and it does feel like it's not the greatest use of Deadeye, honestly. I was trying to focus strictly on chains, so get +1 chain and use Sniper's Mark for a bit of damage and all that, but it doesn't feel all that necessary. +1 chain is a bit of a luxury. Like a lot of the time, it's really hard to line up your chains, even just with like -1 chain, so I don't know if it's going to really matter. Ultimately, I think Rolling Magma is a really good skill at the moment, and I think it's a really good build, but it's probably better off being built as something like an Inquisitor, where you can get good defensiveness at the same time as the good offensiveness. So build it as a pretty conventional Inquisitor with some Eldritch Battery, Mind of Matter, lots of regen, maybe armor, some thickness, all of that. And it should feel quite substantially better. But that said, Deadeye still held up really well. The playstyle was amazing to just zoom around, but I was dying, plenty here or there. And I had to adjust my playstyle with the Lightning Warp to get a bit more aggressive and dash around faster than other things could really catch up to me. And at the same time, it just took a lot of getting used to. The actual weapon swap setup was really good. Do recommend it. So having slower proj just lets you swap in to a really meaty setup that's ready to go to absolute town. And the Syra Shards, as I mentioned in the previous video, kind of a meme. You really don't need it in too many situations. And just having a secondary staff that has GMP instead, for example, would be just as good and possibly faster on plenty of maps. So up to you guys if you want to do Rolling Magma, if you want to do Starves, if you want to use triple damage stuff. But all I'm really going to say is Lightning Warp's really good, Rolling Magma's pretty good, and then you can do whatever you want based off of that. So aside from that, I'm going to leave you with the only Uber I've killed thus far, and the only one I've tried on this character. So Uber Shaper, full run. Hope you guys liked the video. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. It's good for dodging, for sure.
Failure, ambivalence.
Yeah. Avoiding everything is going to be fucking impossible though. Also, lining up the final few hits pretty hard because you don't really know where it's going a lot of the time. I imagine the reduced proj cheese meta probably makes it way easier. Way more damage, and you can just like point blank drop some balls in his face. That'd be my guess. And Lightning Warp's nice for this area too.
Divine Fury! Behold the face of your unmaking!
Father, it's me. Let me help you.
The horror must be stopped. Obstacles destroyed!
That's a shame. Didn't spawn any clones to immediately disappear.
Embraced by...
Straight up AFK'd and it worked out.
Gaze into the abyss. Imperfect!
That's decent DPS and a decent
He's
playstyle.
recovering. We need to
Honestly,
find
just
a way
be
back quickly.
bigger and fuck. Get yourself a serious piece of build. So Inquis variant maybe does all the things.
For righteousness!
But Lightning Warp definitely impressing me with its ability to help you play the game.
These memories are mine. I cannot lose them.
They lie to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
To save the future, the past
I mean, you think it's a
must be
disaster?
sacrificed.
I disagree. It's been pretty easy to put a lot of time into it. It's been very fun.
The wicked must not be allowed to rest. Gaze into the abyss. Failure, ambivalence, death. A final abode. These lands will
I don't know how that ball got there. Alright, well, one Uber down.
irrelevant.
And it's pretty easy. That's surprising. Cast damage. The balls, I think they're mostly cold. Hide Zana Circle, because this is Uber Shaper. There is no Zana Circle.